friends in the 1970s. Close your eyes. You're listening to music, drinking beer, and shooting up a common drug known as heroin. Now, in 1999, you're sitting in your doctor's office as he tells you you have hepatitis C. Hepatitis C is a viral infection that causes inflammation of the liver. But not only do you have hepatitis C, but also you're in stage 4 cirrhosis of the liver. Your liver is deteriorating more and more each day. You need a liver transplant as soon as possible. Well, now you've been placed on the transplant list to hopefully receive a liver transplant. And as this continues, your doctor explains you're also in total renal failure. You need a kidney transplant. Your daughter volunteers without hesitation, but you're still not sure if she's a match. And 5 years later, on June 7, 2004, after waiting day by day with your family, not knowing if you will have a match, you're finally eligible to receive a liver transplant. Your body's already starting to heal within 5 days of the surgery, but you still need a functional kidney to live. On December 16, 2010, your daughter's able to donate a kidney to you for you to survive. After all of these years, you have cleaned up with drugs, alcohol, and started your life over with the help from family, friends, and doctors. And just recently, in 2014, you were matched to a new drug product to cure yourself from hepatitis C. Well, my friends, I've had you imagine one of my own family members' lives, Chuck. He was one of those applicants lucky enough to receive not only one transplant, but 2. You may now open your eyes and look at Chuck, his wife Stephanie, and his daughter Margaret before his liver transplant surgery in 2004. And she was the one who donated the kidney to Chuck. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services on organdonor.gov, 79 people receive organ transplants per day, but 18 people die per day waiting on a transplant. Today I'll be talking about the importance of becoming an organ donor. And by the end of my presentation, I hope each of you will understand the key points about becoming an organ donor and how important it is and crucial it is to saving lives of thousands and thousands of people each year. Today I'll be talking about 3 main points. 1, is it worth it to sign up as an organ donor? 2, the gap continues to widen. And 3, become an organ donor. So now that I've stated my 3 main points, I'd like to move on to my first main point. Is it worth it to become an organ donor? And I received this information from the Mayo Clinic staff from their article, Organ Donation, Don't Let These Myths Confuse You. So the first one is life won't be spared in case of illness. When you enter the hospital, the first priority is you as the patient. They don't care that you're an organ donor, and most of the time they don't even know until after you die. Second, my religion forbids it. Well, actually the most common religions worldwide allow organ donations and support it. And if you're unsure, you can always go to your place of worship and ask a leader. And lastly, I'm too old to donate. The age is irrelevant. It's really your medical condition. And a lot of times, even if you have some bad parts, some bad organs and tissues, you're still able to donate others. So no matter what, it will help. So now that I've covered my first main point and covered some common misconceptions, we're going to move on to my second main point. The gap continues to widen. And I received this information from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The need is real data. And as you can see, this gray line shows the waiting list for transplants, which is over 120,000. And then the transplants, over 28,000, and then the donors is over 14,000. But if you see over time from the 1990s to 2013, it's increased, but this gap continues to widen. You see a significant increase between 2010-ish to 13 of people needing transplants, but the donors have slightly decreased. So why is this happening? Why are people not signing up to become donors when we can save so many people's lives? And currently, every 10 minutes, a person is added to the organ transplant waiting list. And it takes 2 minutes of your time to sign up as an organ donor. All you have to do is go online. So now that I've explained how the gap is not decreasing, I'm going to explain to you why you should become an organ donor. More of it. So not only besides my narrative of a happy story, this person, her name's Carrie Hutchins, and this was an article I found by Terry Hamilton from Ladies Home Journal magazine. She was born with cystic fibrosis, and she has 2 children, one's pictured here, a husband, family, and friends that are supporting her as she lives her month by month in the hospital, waiting on a double lung transplant. And unfortunately, she passed on in 2010, and she did not receive one, of course. And it's a really sad story, so it's really important that people sign up to become an organ donor to save people's lives. And this is the national symbol of Donate at Life, and you can go on in Florida, if you're a resident of Florida, let's say, just go on to Donate at Life for Florida, and you can sign up to become an organ donor. Okay, so now that I covered my 3 main points, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. So raise your hand if you will become an organ donor after hearing today's presentation. Okay, and then if this decision is still tough, raise your hand if you will at least consider becoming an organ donor after hearing today's presentation. Okay, for those of you still not sold, I have a short clip for you.
I would just, even to donate to a perfect stranger, I would be willing to do that if I could, but it's just because I've received that gift. I hope, Margaret sets an example for other people, and that maybe somebody will hear this someday and think, why not? There's so many families that need this. And it's not just individuals.
And that's a picture of, right here, of this is Chuck after his liver and kidney transplant a few years past, and now just in October he's cured of hepatitis C, and it's really an awesome story. And so I just want to conclude by re-emphasizing how important it is to become an organ donor. And if you're still not sold after all of this, I hope that you will change your mind today. So thank you.